keeping you connected in Northeast Wisconsin. You are watching NBC 26 News at 5.
A live look right now at the snow flying in Minneapolis. We're showing you this picture right now because this storm is headed our way. We'll have a live report from the Fox Valley. Plus,
I'm Ben Boken, and I'll show you how a seemingly straightforward task like shoveling snow can lead to serious injury and how doctors say it can be prevented.
And we'll meet some of the unexpected heroes who stepped up to the challenges of 2020. Good evening to you. I'm John Erickson. Thank you for watching NBC 26 News. Nina Sperano has the evening off. And first here, we are under a weather alert tonight. Northeast Wisconsin getting ready for up to a half foot of snow. Here's NBC 26 meteorologist Gino Recchia. Gino?
Yeah, John, we're starting to see the snowfall moving slowly into our area, but it's still going to take a couple more hours for the snow to saturate the air and allow those flakes to get down to the ground. Winter weather advisories all across the board, entire viewing area, starting this evening, continuing into the morning hours tomorrow with winter storm warnings just to our neighboring south. We're thinking about 3 to 6 inches of snowfall. Snow will start to taper off as we get to about 4 o'clock in the morning. Then could have a small period of light freezing drizzle with winds, especially right along the lakeshore, gusting upwards of about 25 to 30 miles per hour. Some blowing and drifting is certainly possible, causing some slippery roadway conditions. Here's the timing with the snowfall: about 4 to 6 o'clock for our far southwestern part of the viewing area, most of the Fox Valley between 6 and 8 o'clock, and then into Door County in the far Northwoods between 8 and 10 o'clock this evening. So it is moving in. We're going to be timing it out and letting you know when the snow ends, and plus another chance of snowfall on Friday coming up.
All right, Gino, thank you. City of Appleton and Outagamie County crews have spent the last few days getting ready for tonight's forecast snowfall. NBC 26's Kelsey Dickinson is live in Appleton with a look at how they're getting ready. Kelsey?
John, as you can see, the snow hasn't started quite yet out here in Appleton, but the Department of Public Works is ready for it, saying crews could be out anywhere from 8 to 10 hours starting tonight into tomorrow. Today, staff loaded trucks and set up snow plows, making sure there aren't any mechanical issues with equipment. The operations foreman says the city's salt supply is well stocked and looks good for this time of year. He says as soon as the snow starts, what's called a maintain crew will hit the streets right away.
That's just maintaining hills, bridges, our main streets, our collectors, and just making sure like the main roadways are open and safe for travel.
Lance Wilkinson estimates the department's full-scale snow plan will start between 2 and 5 this morning, which is when you'll start to see more trucks on the road. And Wilkinson's advice for drivers is to avoid roads if you can, but if you do have to get out there, take it slow and allow an extra 15 to 20 minutes to get to your final destination. Live in Appleton, Kelsey Dickinson, NBC 26.
Okay, Kelsey, thank you. And now to the cleanup effort at the individual level. A local doctor told us he's seeing a number of patients in connection with clearing snow. Here's NBC 26's Ben Boken.
It's pretty common after the first snowstorm of the year.
For some, the first heavy snowfall of the winter might be a beautiful sight. For others, it may signal a time of struggle.
Certainly with the last snowstorm, it far outweighed the number of people we were seeing with coronavirus. So it's a really important public health measure to talk about safety in the snow as well.
It might not seem like an overly difficult task, but local doctors say shoveling snow and working with snow removal can lead to serious bodily injury if you aren't careful.
Activities which may not seem to be all that exertive actually are quite exertive and can put a tremendous amount of stress on the heart. And we oftentimes do see patients with increased angina or, even heart attacks.
People will be shoveling snow and working pretty hard, and they'll go, oh man, I have this awful chest pain. And they end up coming into the hospital and, are having symptoms likely coming from their heart.
Dr. Angela Wright works in a local emergency room. She says people shouldn't even attempt to shovel snow if they have pre-existing heart conditions.
You should maybe allow someone else to do it, or a neighbor. Gosh, kids are always looking for a little extra money too. That might be a way that they could achieve that.
Wright also says one of the most common accidents she sees in the emergency room every year involves snow blowers.
Even when the machine is off, there's still torque in that chute, and never put your hand in there.
The local doctors want people to know they can still receive treatment for winter injuries amid the pandemic. Reporting in Green Bay, Ben Boken, NBC 26.
All right, Ben, good advice. Thanks so much. And if you'd like to stay connected with the latest weather conditions coming our way, just head to our app store, head to the app store, I should say. Download the Storm Shield app. It sends weather alerts right to your phone. It is free to download. In other news here today, as far as the coronavirus, today Colorado's governor said the new coronavirus strain identified in the United Kingdom is in the United States now. Colorado's governor said the patient in this case is someone with no travel history. The patient is a man in his 20s who is now in isolation. Scientists in the United Kingdom believe this strain is more contagious than previous strains. The news release from Colorado's governor said the COVID vaccines being given are believed to work against this new strain. And meantime, an effort to raise the COVID relief payments for Americans from $600 each to $2,000 each failed in the Senate today. The bill brought forward by Democrats was blocked by Republican Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. President Trump and a growing number of Republicans are siding with Democrats on the issue. The administration is moving ahead with the plan to send out the $600 payments as soon as this week. I saw the Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin tweet that out a little bit before this broadcast. Still ahead here at 5, they stepped up to the challenge of the pandemic. Coming up, we'll honor the unexpected heroes of 2020. And a ceiling fan is recalled because the blades can come off. That consumer alert is on the way.
And now your weather with meteorologist Gino Recchia.
Before you get the snowfall, you need the cold weather, and boy, was it cold this morning. Take a look at some of these low temperatures. Mountain at -11, Alisane also at -11. A lot of these locations to the north and west of the Fox Valley, even Green Bay got below freezing. But now the temperatures are starting to gradually warm up as you get into the afternoon hours. Right now, it's about 23 degrees right at the moment at our weather station here at NBC 26, and the cloud cover has been persistently growing. We've got an area low pressure right now moving across the central plains and another weaker area low pressure up towards the Canadian border with 2 levels of high pressure in between. So the storm system only has one way to go, and just right through the Midwest, where we have a lot of winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings. You can see the closer look showing a bit of this snowfall moving up into the northeast. Still a little bit of dry air right now across northeast Wisconsin, but that will change. So far for the snowfall rates, about down to 1.25 miles in La Crosse, under 1 mile in Waterloo, and 1.5 miles in Mankato. These are good indications to let you know how heavy the snowfall is coming down. And when you're getting close to that mile of visibility, it's coming down at a good rate, and the snow is covering the roadways pretty quickly. Winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings across the entire state of Wisconsin. You don't get to see something like this quite often. Normally it's parts of the state. Close look shows that we will see the winter weather advisory carry over all the way into about early tomorrow morning. What we are seeing right now is what we call a little donut shape, where what is happening, snow is falling down in the upper levels of the atmosphere, but as it gets closer towards the radar, because the radar shoots at a bit of an angle, it's showing that the snowfall is evaporating before hitting the surface. This happens a lot of times as it takes some time for the snow to eventually saturate the whole atmosphere. But once it does so, the snow will be hitting the ground and accumulating, so there's no impact to the forecast right now. 5 o'clock, there's where the snowfall leading edge is. Now as we get to about 6:45, snow falling from Anago down towards Sheboygan. After about 8, 9 o'clock, snowfall starting to cover most of the viewing area. Other northern Door County, far parts of the Northwoods, still starting to see pretty dry weather. But as you get to about 11:30, 12 o'clock and midnight, we're all seeing the snowfall, and it will come down at a heavy, good clip. By about 2:30, 3 o'clock, snow starts to wind down from west to east. I'd say about 5 o'clock, we're all down with the snowfall. Could have a few little patchy drizzle spots, but overall, I think we're going to have 3 to 6 inches of accumulation. In the far southern part of our viewing area, could be near 6 inches. And then as you get away from, let's say, from Marquette to Sheboygan, most of us are probably between 3 to 5 inches of snowfall. Best chance of seeing that 6-inch mark is farther down to the south. Not only is this going to be snowing, but it also will be breezy. Winds gusting upwards of 25 to 30 miles per hour out of the southeast overnight tonight. So that will cause some blowing and drifting snow. And then winds will turn out of the west. Will be breezy throughout the day tomorrow, pulling in colder air. and that's going to cause those temperatures to drop. And also, we'll have the wind chills down into the single digits, so it will be a chilly evening. Right now, it is in the lower to mid 20s. We've got teens up into the north, but temperatures will gradually warm up as we head into the later part of the weekend, or the week, I should say, overnight. Another area low pressure, however, moves here on Friday. That'll be another storm system that we'll have to monitor here. So for tonight, we'll cool off to 29, or I should say warm up to 29. Temperatures gradually warming up overnight tonight. Winds a little breezy, gusts upwards of about 25 miles per hour. Tomorrow we'll get up to a high of 31, but that's in the morning. Temperatures fall throughout the day into the lower 20s by the afternoon. Then we'll have a high of 22 on Thursday, looking dry, mostly sunny. And then on Friday, we have another chance of snowfall, high of 31. Afterwards, looks like some dry weather, and we could potentially start melting a little bit of that snowpack by next week, Tuesday.
All right, Gino, thanks so much. Still ahead here for us, some of the heroes of 2020, the essential workers. That's coming up next. Well, despite the many difficulties of 2020, Jay Gray reminds us there were also some unexpected heroes who stepped in to help.
Empty cities, jobs and lives put on hold. Haunting images from the start of the pandemic, with the numbers and lockdowns growing across the country as the deadly virus spreads. For more than 250,000 families, the heartache will never go away.
I don't really know what else to say. I lost the love of my life. I'll never get over it. I'll never know how to get past it.
COVID-19 claiming more lives than any modern war. An unseen, unheard enemy targeting moms and dads, sons and daughters. Many forced to die alone. Families pushed apart at a time when they are desperate to be together. In a nation desperate for any sign of hope. The first signals were sirens, a promise that help was on the way.
It's taking a huge toll, but we're getting through. And we will still be here. We will always keep coming back.
An unwavering commitment shared by tens of thousands of doctors and nurses.
It's been hard. It's been overwhelming. It's been scary.
Medical teams fighting together, putting their lives and families at risk.
Those are my brothers and sisters there. All of them, we're all together trying to work towards one goal.
Saving hundreds of thousands of lives. Communities reaching out any way they can to say thank you.
I think it's just, a way that everybody can get involved and do something and show some solidarity right now. There's hope and there's something that we can all do.
Delivering food to frontline workers or a place to sleep for medics fearful of taking the virus home.
Thank you for allowing me to be part of my family.
I cannot express how much this means to my family and myself.
The sickness revealing strength in places most had never looked before.
Well, I don't consider myself a hero.
But those who work in groceries and markets, along with so many other essential frontline workers, are heroes.
We take it down to our hearts. The city needs us to be here and to get the job done, and we're very proud of it.
When the country called, when all this happened, when it all kicked off, we as drivers, we were there.
It absolutely is a special mission every morning, knowing that I'm coming and making a contribution to keeping our city running.
I'd rather save lives than sit at home.
Strong, selfless fighters who refuse to give in or give up.
I'm not giving up because we want the best for our students.
This is what America's all about. When things go down, when push comes to shove, we all rally around to what's going on.
We rally around our heroes. Jay Gray, NBC News.
Indeed, a very heartfelt thank you to every essential worker. And do stay with us here. Coming up after the break, we'll talk about which ceiling fan is being recalled because it could be dangerous. Those details coming up. A consumer alert now as the parent company of Hampton Bay Ceiling Fans is recalling the 52-inch Mera indoor or outdoor fan because the blades can detach, posing a serious injury risk. About 182,000 of those fans were sold exclusively at the Home Depot. If you have one, check to make sure the blades fit securely to the motor. There are 47 reports of the blade detaching from the fan, including 2 reports of a blade hitting a person. The new zoo and adventure park would love to have people's Christmas trees. The zoo is not picking them up from homes. Instead, decoration-free trees can be dropped off at the zoo. And the zoo says the big cats there like to drag them around. Red pandas love the smell of Christmas trees, but maybe the goats enjoy them the most.
The goats are really good about, they will actually, like, these trees will just be completely bare, like down to the twigs. We call them tree skeletons after they're done with them, and then they're hauled out to our big compost pile to get rid of the trunks.
I hadn't seen a mask like that one before. Eye of the Tiger. To donate a clean Christmas tree, stop by the visitor center at the zoo. The new zoo is open from 9 to 4 through March. And still ahead here for us, after their rare home loss last night, how the Badgers are hoping to improve as they chase another Big Ten championship. That's coming up in sports.
And now sports with Brandon Kinnock.
One step forward, but another step back for Wisconsin basketball. Just 3 days after that impressive victory over Michigan State on Christmas Day, the Badgers fell flat at home to Maryland last night. The Terps beating Wisconsin 70-64, snapping a 15-game home winning streak at the Kohl Center. The game kind of fit the theme that we've seen throughout all sports during the COVID-19 era. With no fans, the home team doesn't have that energy. The Badgers came out flat, while the road team, Maryland, brought the energy and used it to pull off the upset.
I think it's a team that was, obviously energized because they were hungry. We've got a target on our back. They made some plays, and we gave them some confidence too. And that's what happens when you don't establish the post, have some bust defensively, and you give a team confidence, and they fed off of that.
We knew they were going to come in and be aggressive, and it was just the fact of how we responded to that. We know we have a target on our back, and we need to be more aggressive. And in the way we played, the way we approached the game, and tonight we didn't do that.
Badgers are next in action with a New Year's Eve matinee against 21st ranked Minnesota. That game is on Thursday, tipping off at 3:30 on Big Ten Network. A.J. Dillon has been nominated for the NFL's Rookie of the Week award after his 124-yard, 2-touchdown game on Sunday night. Tonight at 6 and 10, we'll take a look at how Dillon's offseason training at Synergy Sports Performance in Hobart helped propel him to the biggest performance of his young career against the Titans. That's coming up tonight at 6 and 10. For now, we'll be right back with a final check on your forecast.
We've got temperatures in the lower to mid-20s right now, but even up into the north woods, a little colder right now in the teens. But snowfall hasn't yet reached the ground. What we're seeing on the radar image is showing drier along the surface. That's why as the snow gets closer towards Green Bay, it's almost like it disappears. But we'll eventually see that snow reach the surface. Visibility is not showing the snow at all as well. So we've got 10 miles of visibility, but we will see the visibility decrease as we head into the overnight. So road conditions, not much of an impact at the moment. But like I said, going into the overnight, we'll see that get down there with 3 to 6 inches of snowfall expected. So your, snowfall weapon of choice, perhaps a shovel or a snowblower, John.
And some commitment. All right, Gino, thanks so much. Thank you for watching. We hope to see you right back here at 6. Good night.